Howdy y'all, thank you for joining me today for this unboxing of Marvel Champions, the card game hero pack, Winter Soldier. This is actually coming out along with the Falcon hero pack. I like both these characters, so I'm more anxious to see what Winter Soldier is all about. So let's take a look at this. Now, just to let you know, there's already a there's already a sticker here that I already pre-cut just to let you know if your package has been tampered with. What you'll do is, once you cut that, you'll pop this open. You should have a pack of sealed cards in there, along with, make sure you look underneath this flap to pull out the little rule book. A lot of people forget about that thing and accidentally throw it away. Now, if you did, it's not that big of a deal, but all this is basically, oh, yeah, I was going to say aggression, but now I already saw it. But anyways, it's always going to have a poster, which is usually going to be whatever the picture is that's here. And then it's going to have some rules that are here. And then normally, I'll sit there and try to make a guess, which I meant to say aggression, but just because I was like, I guessed wrong last time, but I was like, Winter Soldier's got to be aggression. I don't see him as justice, leadership, anything like that for this is base deck. But it lets you know here that it's an aggression deck and it's going to be going through there. All right, let's jump right into this. Okay, we're going to do this in the same fashion I've been doing it lately, where we're zoomed in and you can see the cards as I'm reading over them. Yeah, I just get so carried away with opening up these things that I just forget to make that guess like I used to in the old days. But definitely this game's one of my favorites, so it just gets me so excited or whatever. All right, let's start with the alter ego side, because that's where we're going to be at when you start your game. And we see here we have Bucky Barnes. He has a 3 recovery. He's a shield soldier. Cybernetically enhanced. Action, spend 1 resource of any type. Search your deck and discard pile for cybernetic arm and put it into play. So kind of like Captain America's shield, basically. And this shield, so currently I'm playing a War Machine deck that uses shield. It's a shield deck just because of shield on this other side. I like Winter Soldier more than I do War Machine. So even if I decide not to keep this deck together, I might just swap that in. Especially since he's shield on this side too. So yeah, that might be a possibility. Let's see. Winter Soldier, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense, so basic down the board. Oh, and I didn't go over it yet. Oh, if I can get my camera to zoom in or focus. There we go. We have 11 hit points and hand size 5. And on this side, hand size 6. So the same typical hand size on both sides. For typical what you get, it's usually always alter ego 6, hero 5, but he's got 11 hit points, so that's pretty good. All right, we have lethal protector, response, after you attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. I kind of like that. It's not amazing, but yeah, it's good. I like it. All right, so we're going to put this on this side, and we'll put the ones that we're looking at on this side, just so we can kind of look at stats here, kind of see the ability or whatnot. All right, so here's the cybernetic arm we get to go get. It's a 1-cost upgrade. Item tech, resource, exhaust cybernetic arm, generate a wild resource for an attack event. That event deals 1 additional damage. See, just reading that, I mean, that's good. Reading that makes me think I need to keep an aggression. So maybe I make this an aggression shield deck. Just thoughts. All right, we have Black Widow here as his ally. Each character usually has an ally. I've seen a few that don't, but has an ally that's in there 15 cards that you have to have in the deck. 3-cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack with 1 consequence star each. Shield Spy, as a response after you play Black Widow from your hand, return an attack event from your discard pile to your hand. So at least they make it where you can't cheat her out, and it's got to come from your hand. But definitely for a good aggression deck. I'm hoping he's got a bunch of attacks inside his events, inside his main deck, because then maybe I can still do the thing I want to do, but we'll see. Arm block. 1 cost event, attack, defense, hero interrupt. When an enemy attacks, deal 3 damage to it. If you exhausted cybernetic arm to pay for this event, prevent all damage from that enemy's attack. That's pretty good. 1 for 3 damage, and you might prevent a bunch of damage that's coming in on you. Metal Punch, 3 cost event, attack, hero action attack, deal 7 damage to an enemy. If you exhaust his cybernetic arm to pay for this event, this attack gains overkill. I mean, yep, using his cybernetic arm. Electrical Discharge, 2 cost event, attack, hero action attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this event using a energy resource, stun that enemy. So once again, if you use the cybernetic arm, because you're paying for it, but if you don't have a cybernetic arm, you can at least still do something with this. Yeah, this is reminding me a lot. I know I keep comparing it to the War Machine, and because I do want to do that because of the shield stuff already, but this is reminding me a lot of War Machine. That was the whole reason I kind of went with a shield Justice deck, was because all this stuff was all about attacking, you know, with some other stuff, but it was like, man, I could do all this damage and be able to do the Justice stuff if I need to. Yeah, it could just be me fan favoring over Winter Soldier a lot. So, Safe House number 30, 1 cost support, location shield, alter ego action, exhaust Safe House number 30, search the encounter deck for a minion and put it into play engaged with you, then draw 1 card. I'm less than enthused about this one. I mean, it's cool, but if you're playing against someone who doesn't have a bunch of minions in the deck, you're either going to cycle through the deck quickly, and then you have to get a minion out in order to be able to draw the card. So, a little less than enthused, but if you're able to do all this damage, I don't know if it, yeah. Because then you can bring out the minion, and you can just overkill like you could with that other card and whatnot. So, it's cool. Just, I don't like the limitations, unfortunately, that could be on there. 2 cost upgrade, silent infiltration, preparation, hero response. After you attack and defeat an enemy, discard this card to ready your hero and confuse an enemy. I mean, that helps me like this a little bit more, because then you defeat a minion, discard this card, ready your hero, confuse the main villain, because it says you can confuse an enemy, so confuse the main villain, and then go back to your alter ego, go get another minion out, get to draw a card, but also maybe do some recovery if you need to. So this is making me like that card a little bit more. 2 cost upgrade, Winter Armor. It's just armor. You get +3 hit points and gain steady. That's pretty good. I like that a lot. I mean, these 15 cards are always the best cards in the deck, so I mean, they're usually going to be the things that should be all good. 1 cost upgrade, Winter Mask. Item tech. You gain the Spy trait. Hero response. After you attack and defeat an enemy, exhaust Winter Mask to draw a card. So see, if you got that out, you're going to get a minion, you're defeating a minion, or you're getting to draw a card, you're defeating that minion, you get to draw another card. Yeah, okay, so feeling better about the 1 card that I haven't liked so far. 3 cost upgrade, Winter Rifle. It is restricted. Hero interrupt. When Winter Soldier makes a basic attack, exhaust Winter Rifle. Winter Soldier gets +2 attack for this attack. This attack gains piercing and range. So it means 4 damage. You're basically turning your basic attack into 4 damage. Yeah, I don't like playing aggression decks, so this makes me, I mean, it's just not my preferred style. I don't dislike it. Oh, I like this a lot. I don't dislike it, but this gives you that, you're already doing so much aggression that this goes back to that style where I'm like, you could put this with any deck and still feel good, because you can do all this damage and you can go do Justice, you can go do Leadership, you can go do whatever you want. That's one of the things I liked about Winter Soldier so much was, or not Winter Soldier, sorry, War Machine so much, was I felt like he done so much damage you could just play whatever aspect you wanted, and he would just fill in the rest. So you could either just overload with damage and go aggression, or you could go justice, or you can go leadership, or you can go protect. And at first I was thinking, man, I don't remember seeing any threat removal in here, but he's got threat removal here, which means he's geared to have minions in the deck. So if you are playing against a villain that doesn't have very many minions in his deck, then you're going to have to be doing the thing that at first I wasn't happy with, but I kind of like the way it works, and it makes it where you need to do it. And I guess you don't care if you're accelerating the thing too much, because if you're able to take them out or do a lot of damage, most likely you're going to be doing that damage to minions and overkilling into the villain, or doing a lot of damage to the villain. So yeah, very interesting. I want to see how it works. So now we're going to see the aggression cards that come with this deck, and it usually gives you a new ally with every new character. And right off the bat, we have one of my favorites, Captain America. And I love the aggression allies. I think arguably, if you look at them all, the aggression allies to me just feel like, even though I don't like the aggression play style, the aggression allies just seem to be the strongest, which is why I love my Storm aggression deck so much, because I get to play with all these aggression allies. And here we have Captain America aggression, so let's see what that's all about. The only thing I don't like about the aggression allies, they're always more expensive, but they're usually better, so you're having to pay for them. Forecast ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. He's shield and soldier. He's toughness, makes sense. Response, after Captain America enters play, ready a shield character. So you're going to be able to ready Winter Soldier. Or if you're playing with maybe there's some more allies in here and you're playing with a bunch of shield allies, well, he gets to ready some of those allies and stuff. So I like it. Not amazing, but I mean, a toughness, 3, you're going to get 6 damage. So you can either pop that toughness doing the 6 damage, or you can bring him out, let him take a hit for you, and then now you get 6 damage. So I mean, yeah, I like it. Another aggression ally. I'm about to say, I'm hoping we see some more shield allies. That'd be kind of some shield aggression allies. Maybe I will keep this together. Here we go. Deathlock here. 3 cost ally, 2 thwart, but he's got 2 consequence stars on his thwart, 1 attack, cyborg shield, 3 hit points. Response, after Deathlock enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a copy of Shield Sidearm and attach it to him. So we're going to see the shield guns in here, I'm assuming. All right, so that's only 2 allies, but we might have some basic allies when we get to the basic cards. And if not, I could think of already Mockingbird, who's a shield ally that could be thrown in this deck. All right, firepower, 1 event. Attack, hero, action, attack. Exhaust up to 3 weapon upgrades you control. For each upgrade exhausted in this way, choose an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. This attack gains ranged. I mean, we already saw his side or his gun, and we already get the impression there's going to be another gun in here. This is pretty good if you're going with weapons. That's also got me thinking about Venom, but he's not a shield. But maybe throwing one of these. Well, I think my Venom deck's a Guardian. I don't remember what aspect I went with. 1 by 1, 1 cost event. Attack, hero action attack, deals 2 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So if that's finishing off an ally, lets you do an extra 2 damage. Kind of like the kick, except this has a restriction to it, but it's also cheaper. Spoiling for a fight. 0 cost event. Hero action. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck till you discard a minion. Put that minion into play engaged with you. Ready your hero. I think I was talking about how we were seeing all these 0 cost events. And we hadn't seen the aggression one. And this, I want to say I made a prediction that this is what it was going to do. But I could be wrong. That could have been just talking to my usual play group. Aggressive stance, 1 cost upgrade. Preparation. This all goes into that spy stuff. Max 1 per player. Hero response. After you engage a minion, discard this card. Search your deck for an attack event and add it to your hand. So you can go get that 7 damage to maybe Overkill if you have this your arm. Bambino, 3-cost upgrade, tech weapon. Attached to a shield character while attached to an identity, this card gains restricted. Uses 3 ammo counters. Interrupt. When attached character makes a basic attack, remove 1 ammo counter from here. This attack deals 3 additional damage and gains overkill. So if you attach it to Winter Soldier, it's going to have restricted, but you can attach it to somebody else. Already have too many weapons on yourself or whatnot. And this goes back to that whole overkill thing, plus it's 3 damage. 3 additional damage. Yeah, this is cool. I'm about to say it's only going to have 1, but I was like, I'd like to put one of those in my Venom deck. 1-cost upgrade, man on the wall. Play only if your identity has the soldier trait. Hero action, exhaust man on the wall. Reduce the cost of the next card you play this phase by 1 for each minion engaged with you. Yeah, it's cool. This is a way to bring out some of your exhaust man on the wall. Yeah, because it's any card. So if you did put a bunch of minions on yourself or you're playing against Ultron, just to make stuff cheap. Shield sidearm, here we go. 1-cost upgrade, weapon, attached to a shield character, limit 1 per character, uses 3 ammo counters. Interrupt, when attached character makes a basic attack, exhaust shield sidearm and remove 1 ammo counter from it. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. So what I like about this, it's only 1 damage, but it's because when you think about it, if you're attacking someone who's got toughness, then you're going to ping them for the toughness and then now get to attack them for your regular damage. And it's also, if you think about it, it's just paying 1 for 3 damage. It's equal to the Justice card that does something pretty similar, except the Justice card is just a support that can just remove. But yeah, this is good. Not overblownly good, but it's, yeah, I'll definitely. And that's got me even more thinking, oh, cool. I mean, we already saw this card with, I think it was in the Nick Fury deck or the Maria Hill. But that, just as I was reading that, for some reason my brain went on a sidetrack and started thinking about how easy it would be to maybe bring this deck into Maria Hill. Like, I like the Maria Hill deck, the Helicarriers. And really, what got me to thinking about it was this card. Being able to play the Helicarriers. And I'm pretty sure Maria Hill was a soldier. It was this card that made me start thinking about it, because this will help me bring the I'm pretty sure she had soldier trait, and if she does, then she could bring out the Helicarriers cheaper. And the one thing I didn't like doing with Maria Hill in that deck was it was cool to be able to do all the damage, do all the stuff, but I felt like I wasn't really playing Maria Hill. Well, I guess that was playing Maria Hill as if she was the leader and tactician and doing things. I would like to play the Maria Hill spy, sort of. So actually, as much as I like this deck and I'm already enjoying what I'm seeing, I almost kind of want to try Maria Hill with this deck plugged into her and just see what's up. All right, we see a card we already seen before, Nick Fury Sr. And I mean, I like the Nick Fury Jr. card. So I mean, we got the Nick Fury Sr. here. 4-cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, and forced response. After Nick Fury Sr. enters play, choose 1, remove 3 threat from a scheme, draw 2 cards, or give a shield character a tough status card at the end of the round. If Nick Fury Sr. is still in play, discard him. I love these Nick Fury cards because I like the versatility and I am a toolbox player. So, I mean, these are always going to be good for me. And I try to throw in, because I have several regular Nick Furies, I try to throw in as many Nick Furies as I can. Another reason, and this kind of talks about it, because this even made me remember another reason why I want to try this really with Maria Hill, is because of the way she can move counters around. So you can keep reloading these. I think she's going to move them to a shield thing. Yeah, so she wouldn't be able to do the thing I was thinking of. Never mind. All right, Super Soldiers here. Now, I should have thought when I saw Captain America we would see this. A team-up card. 3-cost event, team-up. Captain America and Winter Soldier. Even though I hate the song, Boys Are Back in Town came into mind the second I saw this. I mean, Putting the team back together again. Here we go. Hero action. Attack. Deals 6 damage to an enemy. Wow. Give Captain America and Winter Soldier each a tough status card. Pretty good. I mean, 3 cost. And we'll see another one of these because they're going to put one in there just in case you're playing with a Captain America deck. 2 cost event. Winter, Widow, Soldier, Spy. Attack. Team up. Black Widow. Oh, we got another team up. Oh, yeah, because of Black Widow. Yeah. Team up. Black Widow and Winter Soldier. Max 1 per deck. Hero action attack. Put a preparation upgrade from your discard pile into play. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. I like that one more. And I like this one more because, not only because of what it does. One, it's cheaper. But also, this goes to more his deck, whereas this one, unless someone else is playing Captain America or you are playing aggression so you can have that Captain America, you're not going to really be able to do this. So I like this one more than Super Soldiers. And then we got the basic energy, genius, strength. All right, so there's the end of the deck. And now we see our obligation. The obligation is the Red Room programming. Give to Bucky Barnes Soldier. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose. Exhaust Bucky Barnes. Remove this card from the game. Or discard the highest printed cost card from your hand and take indirect damage equal to its cost. Discard this obligation. All right, I'm going to stop here and just show a little bit of my, I guess, just didn't realize, and I should have. I was trying to figure out why they put Black Widow in there. And I figured it had to do with the comics because definitely wasn't following the MCU. And I mean, I'm a Winter Soldier fan in the comics, but I guess I must have missed that part. But it makes sense now that he would have been trained in the Red Room. I don't know why I never put 2 and 2 together on that. I like that history. And I like how this follows more of the comics than just the MCU. I think that's what a lot of people are enjoying about the game too, is because one of the things, you get a character, it feels like that character you read in the comics. It feels like what you were reading, like reading all that damage. Yeah, when you saw Winter Soldier in the comics, man, the damage he was doing. So that's the reason watching the MCU and watching Civil War and watching him do all that damage and all of a sudden not doing that much later until Thunderbolts, where it was like, okay, yeah, we're seeing Bucky again. So I mean, yeah, I don't know why. I just didn't know about that. That's cool. That makes me like this even more. I just don't. Just my brain just finally put 2 and 2 together on that. All right, we see his minion, which I did not show in the back. It let us know it was going to be Crossbones. Like I said, I got carried away with just getting this open and forgot to even do this for anyone who may be new to it. But it was letting us know this is a pre-constructed deck that you could just play even if you're not into this game. But all of a sudden, you love Winter Soldier like I do, you can just buy this and play with somebody else. And this is a pre-constructed deck. And because of that, we're going to play this solo. It'll be against Black Widow, but it'll be not Natasha, the Yelena. And we will play this against that solo and see how this deck fares out. And see if it can just hold up its own against just a villain. All right, so we got the minion here. This will only come into play if Shadows of the Past or something mentions that you have to bring Bucky's minion into play. But we got Crossbones here. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 5 hit points, elite Hydra. He's got quick strike, so he's going to attack you immediately when he comes into play. Forced response, after Crossbones attacks and defeats an ally, place 2 threat on the main scheme. So makes you have to take Crossbones on yourself. You can't block with an ally. Then we get the Hydra Hit Squad. Hydra Hit Squad side scheme. Each Hydra minion gets +1 attack and +2 hit points. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and reveals it. Man. If Hydra's in there, I don't like it. Especially if you're doing Winter Soldier stuff. Which makes sense because it means... I don't know who it was we were looking at, and I didn't really like that their minion didn't really, or their Nemesis didn't really seem like it affected them that much. This definitely directly affects, especially if you're going against Hydra again, which Crossbones is. So it's even, it's just making a Hydra minion deck even worse. Oh, I'm already thinking about the Black Widow solo play because she's got Hydra soldiers in there. No. Anyways, high-tech armament attachment, +1 attached to crossbones. About to say it's probably going to be on crossbones. Otherwise attached to the villain. Force response, after you attach high-tech armament to an enemy, that enemy activates against you. Sorry, I'm doing this very early in the morning, so my brain's not caught up yet. Hero action, exhaust a character you control to discard this card. Hydra Mercenary. So if you're the old Rhino deck, but this puts more of them in there. 0 scheme, 1 attack, 3 hit points, and he's got guard. I was about to say, to make this more devastating, the card they usually put extras in, I would have put more Hydras in. Well, they definitely did that. All right, so I'll let you know to stop there. This is everything you need to play the deck. And to let you know all that here. And it lets you know any cards after this are ones that you could, that way if you're new to this and you didn't know, any cards after this is so you can change to any one of the other aspects. And plus, I don't know if it says it on here, I'm hoping we see the same thing we saw with the Black Panther and Silk, where we're going to see another Thunderbolt here, so that it adds more to that scheme or to that encounter or villain encounter set that this is all part of this campaign. Also, on the other side of this, you're going to see the deck. That way, if you need to the listed deck, that way if you need to reconstruct this or you want to reconstruct this deck, you can do such. All right, we see White Widow, the Yelena one. Of course, if we switch to protection and we're going against that villain, that means we wouldn't even be able to bring this out. But it's a 4-cost ally. Here's a protection card, 2 thwart, 1 attack, 3 hit points, shield, spy. As a response, after you resolve the ability of a preparation card you control, heal damage from White Widow equal to that card's printed resource cost. Actually, I like that. It makes it really good if you're switching over to Winter Soldier. Or it actually kind of wants me to put this into, I think my Black Widow deck, though, is leadership, and I'm doing something cheesy with it. Or even if you're going with the Nick Fury because it's preparation, because he uses preparation stuff. So, I mean, yeah, this is cool. Yeah, we figured we'd see another Super Soldiers. And we got another, oh yeah, I should have figured because they usually put 2 in everything. 0-cost upgrade, Shield Deputy. I'm assuming this makes someone into, yeah. Play only if your identity has a shield trait attached to a friendly character. Attached character gets +1 hit point and gains the shield trait. So we haven't seen these for a while, but it's a 0 cost. And now you can turn an ally into a shield. This might even be good into the Maria Hill deck so that you can throw someone in it's not shield and maybe move some stuff around. Like I'm thinking about like Iceman and Iron Fist where they do some weird stuff. So now you can reload their card basically. All right, yep. So we saw another Thunderbolt. So we didn't see much different changes there because I don't really know much they could have really added. I mean, every time when I say that, they end up adding something I couldn't think of. But we did see a bunch of basic cards. But now we're seeing the Thunderbolt, and it lets us know there's 6 of them in there. It's called Whiteout. Here we are. We got Blizzard. He's got 1 scheme, 2 attack with something special, 16 hit points, Villainous, Victory 1. Forced response, after Blizzard attacks a character, search the encounter deck and discard pile for encased in ice and attach it to that character. Shuffle, otherwise stun the attacked character. So when we play that solo, we're going to plug this in. So it's going to be Yelena Belova with Blizzard along for the ride and some Hydra stuff. So we'll plug this in. Here's the encased in ice. It's an attachment attached to your identity. Attached character cannot attack enemies other than this card. Oh, I get it. Because you're kind of fighting out of the ice. You're trying to break the ice. Any player can attack this card as if it were a minion. If there's 3 or more damage here, remove all but 3 damage here to attach character. Move all but 3 damage here to attach character and discard this card. So, makes you want to not over kill because it will just go into this character. All right. Just like any encounter set, we see a side scheme, slippery conditions, force response. After an ally enters play, exhaust it. Ugh. Poop on the leadership decks, but it makes sense because of what you're doing. And then also has draw an additional encounter card. Whiteout, treachery. When revealed, find Blizzard and reveal him. If he's already in play, he engages you. Blizzard activates against you. If no enemy activated this way, this card gains Surge. As a boost, you are stunned. If you are already stunned, take 1 damage. So the typical thing they do with the stunned. And there's 2 of those. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I like Falcon and I like Winter Soldier. So I mean, I don't know who I was going to be looking forward to more, but probably Winter Soldier. I do like Winter Soldier a lot more. I should have made the guess about aggression. I'll try to make sure I do on this video. I really got to think about it because I really want to say he's Justice, but I got a feeling they went leadership maybe with, well, he wasn't really, well. No, I'm going to say protection. I bet you he ends up being protection. But I like this Winter Soldier deck, and even though I'm not an aggression player, it makes me want to play this deck. And so as of right now, I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see what it does. I think I'm going to like this deck a lot and probably won't change it. That's what I'm finding I do like more and more with these decks is it seems like they don't really need changes to them, and they seem to be good straight out of the box, which is why I like doing the straight out of the box unchanged into a solo just to kind of see how that deck holds up and whether, I mean, and then we'll do the typical thing I do after every one of those videos is go through the video. I'll go through the deck again and see if I have any change of hearts on the cards now that I've got to play with them, and also talk about any changes or any cards that I might want to put in there off the top of my head. But cool. Hopefully I didn't miss too much stuff on there, but we'll see through the edit. But yeah, I'll get this up, and then I'll get Falcon filmed and thrown up also, and then we'll get those solo plays played through and let y'all see how those play. And yeah, sounds cool. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.